How can we implement interventions and sustain change? Implementing and sustaining change is arguably the most challenging aspect of the process. However, if we've done our due diligence and taken the time to prepare, this step will be more successful. There are several strategies we can use to make changes happen. Let's learn more about each one. Once we've picked an intervention, we need to make an implementation plan, or a roadmap to the changes we want to make. Consider outlining each of the following in your plan: scope of the change, stakeholders, goals and objectives of the change initiative, key performing metrics, key activities and the mode of delivery for each one, timeline of important activities and milestones, coordination of efforts, key resources, including where to find them and how to obtain them, communication plan, plan for overcoming resistance to change, necessary materials, and an evaluation plan. As we implement the change, the most important thing to remember is to communicate with stakeholders. Explain what is being done and why, and address their concerns and questions. Do it often and use multiple communication channels to reach them. It's also important to communicate progress and celebrate small accomplishments along the way. Effective change agents also know the importance of addressing and overcoming the inevitable: resistance to change. The first step is to identify who is resisting the change and why they aren't on board. Try to answer the following questions. Are they resisting the uncertainty of change and not the change itself? Do they understand how their behavior impacts the change effort and whether it will be rewarded or punished? Do they have experience with failed change attempts, leaving them with a cynical view? Do they understand the purpose of the change and the benefits it's intended to create? Ask them what they are most concerned about and share their responses with the whole organization. Some of their concerns may lead us to make changes to our implementation plan. In rare situations, we may need to negotiate with them to protect their interests and move forward with the change. The point is to better understand their perspective and give them a sense of control in the process. We also need to continue celebrating small wins and showing our appreciation for everyone's contributions to the change initiative. Recall that by celebrating smaller, more identifiable wins along the way, we build momentum, keep people engaged, and identify what we are doing well. Like many of the strategies we've learned about in this course, evaluation is an important part of the change management process. Identify whether the change was a success or failure, and why this outcome occurred. Identify what worked well and what didn't go so well. Identify stakeholders who were overlooked, as well as resistance to change that was not addressed. Identify additional changes that could be made and how this success or failure can help us make those future changes. Try to learn from the process so we can lead change more effectively next time. As you begin to make changes in your organizations, remember that leading change is no small feat. It's a complex process that involves all the managerial skills you will develop in your lifetime. Continue developing these skills and finding opportunities to practice change management best practices.